Well, hello there. Welcome or welcome back. My name is Julie, and this is a journal. I am in here at the table. Sorry if it's a little bouncy. Mariah, my daughter, is folding a ginormous blanket here on the floor. I am playing Minecraft. I've had some fun with makeup today because I have been in a really rough place, mentally, emotionally. A really rough place. We're going to talk about that. And I decided that doing this, including this, and some Minecraft and some time with my kids and some time in the yard was exactly what I needed. Okay, so she finished folding that ginormous blanket and is taking that downstairs, so hopefully we won't be as bumpy now. I need to come up with a setup where I can sit at the table, but it's not bothered by being on the table, because, you know, any little movement and it bumps everything. Anyway, things that YouTubers have to sort out. Uvalde, Buffalo, all of them. I have been having a really hard time. Now, gratefully, my babies are done with school for this school year. So we are enjoying some summer safety. Why the hell does this have to be a thing where it's like, oh yay, it's summer. Okay, we're safe now. You know, except at, you know, grocery stores, malls, festivals, concerts, water parks, whatever. But here in our house, we don't have to go out to a situation where we could get dead, which is really hard because we're planning on going, at least Olivia and I, to the Pride Festival here in Utah this next weekend. And I'm like, what precautions are they taking there? You know, what kind of security is there going to be? Are there going to be metal detectors? I don't want to be in a public situation, a mass group situation, because I want to be able to come home. And my kid and everyone else be able to come home safely from what should be a really fun and happy celebration. And that there's no guarantee. Now, there's no guarantee of anything, you know, just stepping out the front door, even being in your house, a plane could crash right into it. But you should be able to go to a festival, a celebration, and not have to worry that you're going to get blasted. I'm looking at this and I'm realizing I probably should have put on fake lashes. I might actually add some fake lashes, because I did apply a couple of coats of mascara, some Rimmel mascara, but I think, yeah, some fake eyelashes would really step this up a notch. Anyhow, it's like any more updates and everything that comes out on Uvalde and Colorado and all these, Jesus, all of these, the stories just get worse and worse and worse. Like, all of the details, it just gets worse and worse. And that, of course, raises my anxiety and, you know, depression and fear and all those things. And, of course, that then, you know, radiates throughout the household, and the kids don't need to be living scared like that, and I don't need to be living scared like that. But it's like, it's so close, you know, it's so close to life for me. It's just too close to home of a situation. You know, we like going out to festivals and you know, things like that, you know, public things. We love those kinds of activities and going to public pools and theme parks and national parks and all of those. And of course, having kids that are school age, and I mean, just grocery shopping, for God's sake. Like, you just get stuck into this kind of frozen state of fear. And I don't want to live like that. And that's part of why I did this. I've got bats and I've got Batman and just kind of embracing the internal darkness in an attempt, an effort, a hope to lighten up by embracing the internal darkness externally. Maybe that will free up some of that energy and you know, some of the weight that I'm carrying, just, you know, mentally and emotionally, and the stress that comes with that, which just makes everything physically worse, you know, with chronic conditions and stuff like that. I have been, the last 2 days, this is where I'm almost certain that my situation is IBS, because it has like a stress response. And I have been in just the most horrendous pain the last like 2 or 3 days. And the Bentyl that I take, has not been enough to cover it, which it usually is enough to cover it since I've started taking the Bentyl these past few weeks. But just the past couple of days, it's like, no, that wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. I had to, either take a tramadol or a muscle relaxer on top of it, which I don't like doing, you guys know. And so I really think that stress is contributing. It's not the only thing, but where I have been so just overcome and overwhelmed, and then the pain on top of that, and I'm not eating differently than I was, 3 or 4 days ago, so I don't see it being a food thing, but I have been beyond stressed in like the depths of despair and fear, and then the pain at the same time, so they do seem to correlate, they do seem to correlate. There is one other option. Actually, this, let's think bigger picture. Actually, there was one thing I did do differently, and that was the other night. My son was on a camping adventure, and my daughters and James were at a soccer game, and I was alone, which I needed some alone time. But I then, of course, was alone with my thoughts and my worries and all of that, and I drank the night away. I made the most amazing, delicious cocktail. It was random. There was like some German beer and some light pink barefoot cheap wine, and then some, what is this stuff called? This strawberry, God, I can't remember what's called. But anyway, mixed up. It was so delicious. I had like 3 or 4 cocktails. They were fantastic. And it did help to just, like a sedation, because I don't drink that often. So when I do, it's got a kick, and helped that they were delicious. And I self-medicated, and maybe the alcohol, between that and the stress, hey, there you go. See, you guys are a great sounding board where I can just, come and lay it all out, and we figure it out. Things kind of start connecting. And that does make sense. That does make sense, because I remember reading like things to avoid, and alcohol is one of them. So maybe it was just the alcohol, but that's long gone through my system, and I'm still, in pretty horrible pain. So I'm going to have to say it's probably, a mix of the two. Maybe the alcohol and the stress set this off, and then the continuing stress, is perpetuating the pain. I don't know. These are thoughts that I'm having. This is my journal, this is where it's just telling you what's going on in this brain of mine, this heart, this, life, so that I can get it out there, because I need to. And if you watch this wacky journal stuff that I do, I am so grateful. God, I am so grateful for you. What else? So another thing, this is, not to say that there's anything good to come from these, mass situations of death. But for me personally, it has forced me, of course, to again face my own mortality and that of my children, my family. But at the same time, it has helped me in my battle with the demons of aging. And, I really have struggled with that, the aging process, and trying to just remind myself to just be grateful, because not everybody gets to be old, Oh, my son is in my Minecraft. Well, actually, I guess I'm in his castle. Yeah, did I mention that? I've got the Minecraft open. That's one of the things that I'm trying to do in all of this. So work on my gratitude for being alive and having my children alive, but the opportunity that I have to age, and how fucking lucky I am that I get to age. Hallelujah. And then also embracing my time, my moments with my kids. And is that going to affect, and has been affecting, my video output across the Frugal Family Empire, as I like to jokingly call it? Yeah, absolutely. I made a commitment to myself and to my family that I was not going to let, dumpster diving on our main channel, which, most people want to see, that I was not going to let that interfere with my life and my health and my family anymore, because life is too short. I had, the huge cancer scare. P.S. The biopsies came back normal. So we can clear that out. As far as in, the digestive system, we can clear that out 100%. We still have to check my ovaries. That's all that I have left is my ovaries. We still have to check that, but, let's celebrate every victory. And the biopsies were negative. They were normal. So hallelujah. But my kids, we don't know how much time any of us have. And I want to be able to have the energy to be 100% present with them individually and collectively, and to, get into their world and explore the things that they're wanting to do. And when you're dumpster diving for video footage, let me answer my son. He wants to play hide and seek in Minecraft. What was I going to say? When I have the dumpster diving stuff going on, not only are you driving for hours and hours all over creation, spending just atrocious amounts of money on gas, but you're missing out on time with family. Now, you can bring one of the kids along with you, which I often do, and that is a great opportunity, but is it, the cost? We could be together at home, without spending all that gas money, putting the wear and tear on the car, and bringing more stuff into our house that is already overloaded and overwhelmed and way too full, So, and the other thing I had promised myself with that cancer scare was that I wasn't going to force myself to go out in, all different conditions of either weather or my health in order to make some random strangers that only watch my dumpster diving to make them happy. And that is tricky because, that means less money as far as revenue from YouTube, but actually it balances out because I'm also not having to spend money on gas and not, spending time. And then, the time at home trying to get rid of all that stuff. So actually it really does balance out at the end of the day, I've come to realize. And then allows for me to honor my body and its abilities or lack thereof and what it's going through, and allows me and my family more peace and more space in our home, and allows us more time for, dealing with whatever we need to do, and also embracing time together. It was raining. We had a wonderful rainstorm. We absolutely need it. You guys know that the West right now, and other places, but definitely here in the West, we are just going through crazy droughts. And it's this never ending thing, climate change, all this, so much drought. It's bad. And so we got this beautiful rainstorm. It was lovely. And I woke up a couple of mornings thinking I was going to get up early and go, check out the public school dumpsters and things like that. And because they've let out now, so it would be the ideal time. But I got up and it was raining all of those days. And I've been fighting a cold, just a bit of a cold, been fighting it for like a week. And I looked outside and I saw just pouring rain. And I'm like, because I've been getting over this. And, my husband was still laying there in bed. My kids were still snoozing. And I'm like, what the hell am I doing? What am I doing? I did the equation in my head. Was it worth it? And was it necessary to go out in the rain to wet dumpsters and wet stuff that I would then load into my van that would then become a wet van and stinky and mildewy, and then have to bring all that home and try to dry out things that should be saved? And then what am I going to do with all that stuff? And then this is going to be my whole day and my whole week, and I'm tired and I don't feel good and I hurt, and there's my bed with my gorgeous husband in it. What am I doing? And so I chose not to go those mornings. And it was raining for several days, and especially in the mornings. And I realized, anything, and there's my kitty. Then I realized, I'm like, anything that was in these bins, unless the lids were shut the whole time, which, may or may not be the case, it's all going to be wet and ruined. Could there have been amazing stuff? Yeah, I'm sure there was. I've been diving the public schools for years and years and years, but it's all going to have been exposed to the elements. So, that doesn't mean that I should not go and check when I'm feeling up to it, when I have time, when I'm not feeling miserable, when my kids aren't wanting me to come and do this project and that project and read this and sing that and, those kind. When I don't have a million other things to do in the garden on a perfectly fabulous day for gardening. It's these equations of the cost of time and health and your priorities and how quickly it all flies by. Even if you don't, get blasted while you're sitting at school watching Lilo and Stitch. Don't start, Julie, don't start. Even if that doesn't happen, life still goes really fast, and it goes faster and faster the older you get. Except when you're waiting in line at Disney World. Oh, that feels like forever. Speaking of which, Disneyland in September with my babies, because life is short and because everything is unknown, and God damn it, I want to go and enjoy it. And so do my babies, and we're going to in September. And all the Halloween stuff will be up. Guys, this is my journal. So if I'm all over the place, if you're still here, go ahead and in the comments, write still here. Thank you. Just still here. I would appreciate it. No end. Anyhow, it's these equations that I am, computing in my head. Is this gorgeous day, like today is absolutely gorgeous. This is the perfect day for potting up plants, for pricking out little seedlings and moving them either into the ground or into a bigger pot or whatever. This is the perfect weather. It is glorious today. It's overcast. It's like 60 degrees Fahrenheit. The weather is perfect for me, for the plants, and if I just take, a tramadol or something, then I will be physically able and I can drag the kids out with me to help. My amazing Olivia, oh my God, did she pull weeds yesterday? Good Lord, she pulled so many weeds. My husband, he went out to the Wonderland just spontaneously and he started pulling weeds out there, which, yay, because it's a disaster out there. I can get the whole family involved in it. It's time that we can be together. It's work that needs doing in the weather that is absolutely perfect for it. Or I can take one of the kids and drive all over creation looking for dumpster salvage treasures that didn't get ruined by the rain. And then spend, another week or two sorting them, sussing them, getting them to where they need to go. What things are you forcing yourself to do? Granted, I have a huge amount of privilege in that my husband works so hard and has been at the same job for almost 20 years and, has risen up through the ranks through his just effort and hard work and ethic. He is amazing and has proven himself. And so I have the financial security, huge privilege that I must acknowledge, that if I don't want to do this, I don't have to. Now, my YouTube income, none on this channel yet because the process is taking forever. Someday I'll go into that and why we're still not monetized. But with my other ones, that income does go towards, extra vacations and Disney and Lego and American Girl and those passions that we have. And so would I have to cut that stuff back or cut it out? Yeah. But I also have my side gig that I'm doing kind of per diem as I feel up to it and whatever. And that's working out really well. And it's not a ton of money, but it's enough that, we could work at that, do more hours, do that more often, and be able to finance those passions and those adventures and those extras, which are the reason I got onto YouTube in the first place. So, but I must acknowledge, this is obviously a place of privilege that not everyone else has. We own our home, we bought it 14 years ago and we've been incredibly frugal and avoiding, extra debt, and our cars are 1,000,000 years old, but they're paid off. We've lived, it's not just luck, it's not just privilege, it's also choices that we've made along the way. But the privilege there is that we had those choices and the ability to make those choices. So I just want to put all that out there, and acknowledge all of that. But then also ask you, what are the things that you're forcing yourself to do that you don't have to? Let's clarify the things that you actually don't have to in your life. So not your mandatory job that you have to be there for, and that kind of thing. That's different. Okay. What are the things that you don't have to do, but that you are doing, because why? Because to please others, to live up to some expectation, to get to heaven, to get to hell, whatever. Those things that you're doing to live up to some kind of expectation or some kind of facade, to keep up with the Joneses, to whatever. What are those things that you're forcing yourself to do that are not worth it? At least not worth it all the time. What are those things? Tell me in the comments what things you're forcing yourself to do that you actually honestly don't have to. And so if you are still doing them, why? Why are you still doing them? I really want to put on some fake lashes. I really think that would make a big difference, especially with the brightness of the ring light. I feel like it washes out the eyelashes so that all you see is this pretty stuff. Anyway, there you go. What are those things? And why are you still doing them? And what is it going to take to let them go? Or at least make it better, a better situation. For instance, me and the dumpster diving. I don't have to do it. I told all my, Patreon people, look, this is what this is. I've made announcement after announcement on our big channel that I'm not forcing myself to do this in all conditions, rain or shine or ice or blizzard or broken hand and broken foot. I'm not doing eye infections and God, all kinds of calamity. I was forcing myself to do it to make total strangers happy for the pennies that I would earn from them viewing. That's madness. That's absolute madness. What are you doing that you don't have to? Why are you doing it? And what is it going to take for you to stop, to give it up, to modify? For me, it took this health journey, this digestive health journey, and just the having to face mortality and having to self-reflect and look at the bigger picture of my life. And that it smacked me right in the face, and that was the catalyst for me. And then you add on top of that, and exponentially it grows as there's all this hell going on around us where you can't even go to the goddamn grocery store without worrying. My daughter wants to go and try on some shoes. I'm like, oh my, how can't we just get them through the order pickup? And but then I think about, okay, but then you're putting forcing other people to put their lives at risk in the fucking grocery store, in the Walmart, to get your groceries. I mean, and as a person who cares about people, yes, us agnostic atheists care about people very much. I'm like, is that fair to be putting someone else in that place? But obviously we have to have our groceries and we have to have shoes, mostly. So, and my children's feet, sometimes because of me and the feet that I brought into this family, genetics, it is difficult to find shoes that fit really well. So yeah, it does make sense to go in and try them on, but then I have to admit that terrifies me, going in to try on some shoes. Oh, God. So because of all this, it has just expounded. It's just been more and more, just multiplying my awareness of how precious my life is. And as an agnostic atheist who doesn't believe that there's necessarily anything else out there. I hope for it. God, I hope for it. I want to see my daddy. I want to be able to raise that baby. All this other family. I want that to happen. I want this to continue forever. I mean, what is a universe without this? But I'm not arrogant enough to say one way or the other what nobody actually knows, because you don't get to come back. There's no return ticket. Not even zombies. It's not even zombies. But because of my lack of belief one way or the other, this life that I do have that's right here, right now, that actually might be a simulation. I don't know. I'm open to that argument. But this life that I have, every moment and every minute, is precious. So I embrace it and try to make the most of it. It is the weirdest thing that, and I know you have your own beliefs, you guys tell me all the time, and you are valid, and you are worthy, and you can believe whatever you want that brings you happiness and peace, that doesn't hurt anyone else and isn't forced on anyone else. But for me, Julie, the frugal mama, for me, I have embraced life and my family and making peace with things and avoiding conflict and doing the best that I can to make this life wonderful and worthwhile. I have done that so much better since leaving religion, since leaving God. It just is what it is. This is my truth. And will I go to hell? It's possible. I know some of you have told me that I will. And hey, I'll be in good company. I will be in fabulous company. Almost out of water. I've been doing really well at my water intake. Of course, that means I'm, having to pee all the time. Now I'm just getting air. I have been so much better at embracing life, embracing family, doing the things that I need to do so that I don't have regrets, because I don't have a backup plan to count on. I don't have a death cult that I'm part of where I'm counting on forever or something that I'm going to, be with my loved ones and we're all going to be, hunky-dory together somewhere. I don't have that to fall back on. I just have now. I have right now, in the here and in the now, until someone takes it from us, or, or you do get cancer and it eats you. I have right now. We have right now, regardless of what you believe about the after and the thing, and that's yours, okay? But I think we can all agree that we do have right now. This is what we have in this moment. If you believe there's something later, okay, then that's later. But right now, we're right here. And we have got to make the most of it, and we have got to prioritize. I know I feel like I'm preaching, I'm like some cult leader. I actually was told in a personality test thing that I had done years ago, that it was likely I would end up, there were options. I could end up being like an absolute star celebrity or a cult leader because of my personality. That's terrifying. But it just depends if you use that charisma for good or ill, that's what it comes down to. So I'm preaching to you. I'm sorry that I'm preaching. No, I'm not. This is my journal. These are my authentic, real thoughts and what's been going through my mind and my heart the past few days and weeks and, all of this. I am going to put the fake lashes on. Yeah, I'm going to. Stay tuned. Whatever video I'm in next, I'll be in this same outfit because I do have other things that I want to record today after I go play with the kids and we pull some weeds and stuff like that and Minecraft. But hopefully I will. Let me see what's going on here. We're in Reagan's castle in my Minecraft. Someday I'll bring you guys along for the Minecraft adventure because we do have some fun. Priorities. Right here in the here and now. Regardless of what there is on the other side, don't wait for the other side to value yourself and your time and your family and to avoid regrets. Because you can do something about it right here and right now. You can be kinder. You can vote for good legislation. You can make the world a better place in your own sphere of influence, and you have no idea of the ripple effect that will take place from even the smallest efforts that you make to lift someone's spirits, to lift your own, and just to not have regrets on your deathbed or death seat or death festival, whatever the hell, death shopping cart. If we don't laugh, then I'll just cry. And I did full on makeup today, so I don't want to do that. God. Anyway, thank you for letting me vent. Thank you for giving me this opportunity and supporting this platform, and your love and your kindness and your patience and your tolerance. Most of all, your tolerance. I appreciate you, each and every one of you. I'm so grateful for you. And no, I am never offended if you pray for me, because that's you showing love. So I will take that all day and every day. Okay? Just not going to do it myself. No. Have a beautiful day. I will see you soon. This has been my journal. You have been wonderful.